example of why you need to think about privatising more work and taking away from the civil service. And that's just not the case whatsoever. What this is a direct response of all the drips and drabs cuts you have in the civil service, and the fact you don't have a department that's not fit for service. Instead, you have people who are having more and more pressure piled on them, more work, less staff, and this, unfortunately, has more consequences. What we need to see is more support for the service and a cut for it, stop to the cuts that are happening. Again, since the loss happened, we've now seen further 1,000 jobs put under risk through the civil service at the moment, and again, that's just going to lead to further problems and further issues. Now, the previous speakers have come out and made a number of comments to do with efficiency within the civil service. In fact, it seems the thing is the way forward, you don't need more jobs, you need better efficiency. But the thing with efficiency is, you need to get the job right first of all, then you focus on the efficiency aspect. At the moment, with all the pressures being applied to people, that's not the case. So, what we're recommending is there needs to be a cease to the job cuts and put support given to the civil service over this. So, his council asks for the support of Congress in this motion.
President Congress Alan Brown, PCS, seconded motion 48. In a frame on a wall in the PCS Edinburgh office is a front page of the Daily Record of a couple of years ago. Tells the story of government ministers who failed to take responsibility for their actions around the funding of the Scottish Parliament building. The headline reads, "A big civil servant did it and ran away." This obviously doesn't refer to the loss of the 25 million individuals' data from the DICs and the HMRC, or the dozens of other examples that have come to light elsewhere in the civil service and elsewhere in the public sector generally, but it could have. When the data went missing from the HMRC, there was a media frenzy, a race to find what they called the junior civil servant responsible for the loss of the data. Thousands of pounds were offered to workers in the site where the discs went missing, and also to PCS officials to identify the individual who they reported whose negligence resulted in the worry and anguish for those whose personal details had gone missing. The truth, of course, Congress, is somewhat different to the scapegoating of one low-paid civil service worker. The Prime Minister spoke this morning of the 270,000 jobs created by the Labour government. Heard already this morning from their General Secretary, Mark Savoca, the 70,000 jobs that have gone. Gordon Brown, who stood up in July 2004 and announced 104,000 jobs cut in the civil service. 13,000 jobs have gone from the HMRC, and as more and more jobs are cut, their members come under more and more pressure to increase their output. The Prime Minister also spoke of the need for training in the HMRC and elsewhere in the civil service. Training budgets have been cut to the bone. In parts of the civil service, training has all but disappeared, with obvious effects on the service. In all likelihood, the HMRC system went missing further with the privatised Messengeria Service, TNT. To disgrace that this government is responsible for more privatisation than the Major and Thatcher governments combined. The people of this country want to know
teams in Unison Scotland, just briefly adding to support amendment motion 48, I want to draw your attention to an additional problem with data security and protection. Our members recognise all the problems that have been laid out in this motion, and we fully identify with the strategy to address them. The pressures on staff, the outsourcing of services, the scapegoating of our members when it's patented systems that fail and let them then in the public. We now work on a range of projects where they are joint funded, where statutory agencies work together with each other, and they in turn work with the voluntary sector and with private agencies, and more often than not, their computer systems don't match. Even more crucially, their approach to confidentiality can widely vary. I know of times when staff that I'm aware of had to transport data on disk or on a data stick from one place to the other, and that's exactly the kind of problem that's recently been highlighted. The potential for unintentional data breaches is obvious in these circumstances, and as cuts bite, especially in local government, politicians tend to see admin